What happens when Europe's economic engine decides it can no longer afford loyalty to a 70-year alliance? This morning, Germany crossed a line few believed it ever would. Chancellor Olaf Scholz confirmed Berlin's withdrawal from NATO's energy sanction structure and finalized a sweeping gas agreement with Moscow, one designed to bypass every Western restriction imposed since 2022. This is not careful diplomacy. It is not a technical adjustment. It is Germany choosing national survival over alliance discipline, triggering the most severe break in transatlantic relations since the post-war order was built in 1947. The timing exposes how deep Germany's crisis has become. Since Russian gas flows were cut, German industrial output has dropped by more than 20%. Energy costs for manufacturers have exploded by over 300%. Iconic firms, Volkswagen, BASF, Siemens, have already shifted production to Asia and North America. At home, families now spend close to one-fifth of their income on energy, pushing Germany into its worst cost of living crisis since reunification. Berlin concluded that alliance solidarity had turned economically destructive. Scholz did not soften the message for Washington. German officials made it clear industrial collapse is not an acceptable price for geopolitical obedience. Germany will secure energy for its citizens, regardless of alliance expectations. This decision directly challenges NATO's post-1949 doctrine that national economic interests must yield to collective security. The Nord Stream 3 agreement reveals how far German-Russian coordination has advanced despite years of economic confrontation. The pipeline will carry 80 billion cubic meters of gas annually through Baltic routes, completely bypassing Ukraine, Poland, and the Baltic states. Construction begins immediately, led by German firms and financed with Russian capital. The project is expected to generate tens of thousands of jobs and billions in annual revenue for Berlin. Moscow offered what Washington could not: guaranteed supply, stable pricing, and long-term industrial cooperation. NATO's response confirmed this was far more than an energy dispute. Emergency consultations were called within hours. German officials did not attend. The United States threatened sanctions against companies involved. Berlin replied that such actions would be treated as economic warfare against a sovereign European state. Germany's calculations explain why traditional alliance pressure failed. The country imports most of its energy and cannot rely solely on renewables for decades. American LNG costs nearly triple Russian pipeline gas and requires infrastructure German taxpayers cannot afford during recession. Meanwhile, China has become Germany's largest export market. Across Europe, cracks began spreading. France reopened talks on nuclear fuel. Italy resumed indirect Russian metal purchases. Hungary and Slovakia openly backed Berlin, calling energy security a matter of sovereignty. Washington's options are limited. Military pressure is impossible. Sanctions risk accelerating European fragmentation. Diplomatic isolation would formalize Germany's exit without restoring influence. German leaders reached a harsh conclusion. Military guarantees no longer protect against economic warfare. Article 5 deters invasions, but not factory closures, inflation, or energy coercion. There is also a psychological rupture. Germany is rejecting a subordinate role that demands sacrifice without reciprocity. When allies promote independence while selling overpriced alternatives, solidarity begins to resemble exploitation. Russia understood this. It did not need tanks. It waited. Economic pressure did the work. Germany's move forces NATO to change or fracture. Either alliances adapt to national economic realities or defections multiply. This moment signals the decline of alliance management through coercion and the rise of European strategic autonomy. Domestic politics sealed the decision. Support surged for parties campaigning on energy sovereignty. Even traditional voters now question why Germany should sacrifice its industrial base for conflicts that do not threaten its territory. This was not spontaneous. Negotiations unfolded quietly through intermediaries. Materials were prepositioned. The move was deliberate. The implications go far beyond energy. When alliance costs exceed benefits, survival comes first. Germany has shown that even the most reliable partner will choose sovereignty when pressure becomes unbearable. History is clear. Alliances endure through mutual benefit, not enforced sacrifice. And when survival is on the line, loyalty always comes second.